This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. Come on, man. We already know. Like I told y'all, man, this is the psychological, the mental, and the physical, you know what I'm saying, aftermath of fighting Earl the Truth Spence. I'm going to say that again. It's the psychological, the mental, and the physical aftermath of fighting Earl the Truth Spence. I said it. I didn't get my prediction right. And that's the thing with me. I can admit some shit, man. I could eat crow. I didn't get my prediction right because I picked Lamont Peterson to win the fight. It is what it is. I told y'all, if I'm wrong about something, I'm wrong. I'm not always right. There's nobody on this planet that's always right. But the thing with me is I will have the highest percentages of being right. And there's just no two ways around that. I'm going to say that again. I will have the highest percentages of being right. But if you go and look at what I said, one thing about me is I'm very good at covering my bases. See, I'm not making any excuses because I ate my crow. I picked Lamont Peterson to win. He did not win. So I take the L because that's what you're supposed to do. So I told y'all, if I get an L on something, no excuses. I'll take my L. But I also mentioned when I was covering my tracks, even though I'm taking my L, I'm still going to talk about the tracks that I covered. Because if y'all go and watch the video, y'all see that I said these things. We don't know what Lamont Peterson is going to show up in that fight. We don't know how much Earl the Truth Spence has broken his ass. Remember, that was the last fight that he had, the fight against Earl the Truth Spence. This is the stuff that I'm talking about, man. All of these guys that have fought Earl the Truth Spence are not the same. They are what I call damaged fighters. They're not even damaged goods. They're not even goods anymore. They're damaged. They're broken psychologically, they're broken mentally, and they're broken physically. And this is what's going to happen to the likes of a Mikey Garcia. His ass is broken psychologically, his ass is broken mentally, and his ass is broken physically. We know that because right now he is non-existent. He is laying in a bed somewhere, pissing amber, and he is concussed. And I believe that Lamont Peterson is still dealing with concussion issues, CTE issues. CTE is real out here in these boxing streets. It ain't just football where cats are getting CTE now. CTE is real out here in these boxing streets. And that's what Earl the Truth Spence did. He concussed the man. And all Sergey Lipinets did was just pretty much handle Earl the Truth Spence leftovers. Earl the Truth Spence pretty much, not only did he soften Lamont Peterson up, because that's too nice. Because when Earl the Truth Spence does in his tactical aggression, technical punching placement, body snatching work style, he breaks you down. It's a punishment style. He really breaks you down psychologically, mentally, and physically. Like he said when he was going to do the Mikey Garcia, I'm going to break his ass down. I'm going to break him down. I'm going to broke him up. And then I'm going to get his ass out of there. That's right. Break his ass down. I'm going to break his ass down. I'm going to broke him down. No, break his ass down. Break him up and get his ass out of there. And that's what he did. Because it wasn't a TKO stoppage, but where is Mikey Garcia? It's been over a week. The man, where's Waldo? Finding Waldo. Where is that man? It's over a week, people. We haven't seen him. I know why. He's pissing amber and he is concussed. You know me. I add injury to insults. That's how I operate out here in these boxing streets. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the necks of these Rudy Poo and these plum brain Mikey Garcia fanboys. That's how I operate. I hit the gas on the pedal, boy. I keeps it coming, bro, motherfuckers. But anyways, back onto this fight. Sergey Lipinets did basically what Earl the Truth Spence already did. Earl the Truth Spence prepared Lamont Peterson for a Sergey Lipinets. I said that. It depends which Lamont Peterson shows up. If Lamont Peterson shows up just being, at least 50% of what he was, he would have beaten Sergey Lipinets. He wasn't even that. Because he was too damaged from the Earl the Truth Spence fight. Now he's completely a shell of himself. If I was him, I would retire at this point. There's no need for him to be taking punishment anymore. Because you got your ass stopped by Earl the Truth Spence. Now you got stopped by Sergey Lipinets. This is a guy, mind you, that couldn't fucking stop Mikey Garcia. That got his ass rocked by Mikey Garcia. Which, by the way, Earl the Truth Spence has piss and amber and concussed. That's right, I can't help it. I got to throw my digs in, daring to be stupid bullshit. But anyways, back onto this fight. Sergey Lipinets did what he was supposed to do, and hats off to him. This one right here puts him back in the rankings for him to have a bigger fight, because these two had to fight. They both were coming off L's. You know what I'm saying? And they both were coming off big L's from their step-up fights. Because I believe Sergey Lipinets had another fight after Mikey Garcia. But we don't count that. We're talking about step-up fights. They have L's come from their step-up fights. So they both needed this fight as much as possible. On Lamont's end, he needed it to salvage his boxing career. But for Sergey Lipinets, we know he still has a longer and more lasting boxing career, because he hasn't taken as much punishment as Lamont Peterson. If I'm Lamont Peterson, at this point, it's time to retire. He's not no C-level fighter. He's just a fighter that's just been in too many wars, and at this point, he's a shell of himself. And all these motherfuckers that want to sit here and say he's a C-level fighter, shut the fuck up. I'm going to say that again. You're going to get the higgity hush, shut the fuck up, because you guys don't know shit about boxing. It's not that the man's a C-level fighter. He's just damaged, man. The man he's gone through a lot of wars. And the thing is, boxing is not a easy sport, man. It's not like golf. You can't play that shit until you're in your 50s and 60s. Boxing is a sport that, you take a certain amount of damage, that's it. You got to wrap that thing up. Otherwise, at that point, we're talking about CTE, we're talking about concussions, and if it gets worse and progressive, we have a Muhammad Ali on our hands. We're talking about Parkinson's here. That's how serious boxing is, man. And people got to understand how serious this sport is. This sport can kill people, man. It can take people's lives. And that's just real talk. So if I'm Lamont Peterson, man, I need to hang those things up. But I did say that. I said we have to figure out which Lamont Peterson is going to show up. I mentioned that. I also said that if Sergey Lipinets fights the way that Lucas Matiste did, and he shows us some Lucas Matiste's brilliance, he will stop Lamont Peterson. I did say that as well, too. I said that Lamont Peterson has been stopped multiple times, and he possibly could get stopped in this fight. Because the thing with Lamont Peterson is he has this reckless thing about him where he likes to go away from his boxing ability, and he likes to do this slug out bullshit. I don't know why he does that. Because when he boxes, he has some of the best boxing ability in boxing. But when he goes into the slugfest, yes, I can see why people are saying C-level fighter. When he does that, he is fighting like a C-level fighter. But when the man's using his ones and twos and he's using his boxing ability, he's right up there with the best of them. So I don't want to hear this bullshit. But if I'm Lamont Peterson, I'm hanging this thing up now. Yeah, I'll take my L. Lamont Peterson did not win. I picked him to win. It is what it is. But the Lamont Peterson that I thought that was going to show up tonight did not show up tonight. And I also did say that. And something has to be said for that. And instead of people sitting here saying, oh, you took an L, you took an L. Go back and look at my fucking video and see all the things that I said. And then come back to the drawing board. Because one thing about me is I cover my tracks so well that I leave only but a very minute amount of errors or holes for people to plug at and poke at. This is He Knows His Sport. Checking out. You know what? Hats off to Sergey Lipinets. This is He Knows His Sport. Rechecking out.